Good morning, students.
Morning, ma'am.
How are you today? I hope that you were doing really great. So, our topic for today is all about the processes that shape the earth surface through weathering and soil erosion. But before we start, may I request Jonah James to lead us the prayer?
Okay, so bow our heads and pray to God. Lord, be with us as well we learn today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you so
Amen.
much, Jonah. Is there any absent today, class?
And ma'am.
Wow, very good. So can you still recall our last topic yesterday? It's
Yes,
all
ma'am.
about, yes,
It's all
Marvin, what's it all
about
about?
electricity and magnetism, ma'am.
Wow, very good. It's all about electricity and magnetism. So do you have any concerns or questions regarding to that?
And ma'am.
If none, then we will move now to our next lesson. So now for today's topic, you are expected to first understand the weathering and soil erosion which shape the earth's surface and affect living things and the environment. Second, you're able to participate in projects that reduce soil erosion in the community. And lastly, you're also able to describe how rocks turn into soil. So are you now ready to learn and discover the world of science, class? Yes or
Yes, ma'am.
yes, of course. We are so much excited. So moving on to our next topic today that is under your quarter 4, which is all about the earth and space. We will start our discussion on lesson 17, and that is the processes that shape the earth's surface through weathering and soil erosion. So, how do weathering and soil erosion affect and change the earth? So for you to understand, I'll be flashing two pictures here and you will tell me what you see in the picture. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you see in this pictures, class?
Yes,
Ma-
ma'am.
ma'am, two mountains po.
Oh, very good. That's a picture of two mountains. And what do you think happened in picture B?
Landslide po.
Landslide po, ma'am.
Oh, very good. Landslide, that's a great observation, class. And what are the possible ways to change the scene in picture B to be like picture A?
Ma'am, plant more trees, ma'am.
Wow, very good. We should plant more trees so that there will be roots that can prevent the soil from eroding. So for your better understanding, we will now move on to our discussion and we will start in weathering class. So the surface of Earth is always changing. Even a material as hard as rock can change. So what is weathering? Can you read this, Jonah?
Weathering is the process that breaks down and change rocks.
Yes, thank you so much, Jonah. So, rocks can be slowly broken down by either air, ice, water, living things, and chemicals. So maybe some of you are confused. How does rocks can be broken down by air, ice, and water? We will tackle more about that in our discussion mamaya. Okay. So there are two classifications of weathering class, the physical and the chemical weathering. So if there is a direct contact with atmospheric conditions such as water, heat, ice, and pressure, physical weathering occurs. So can you read the first and second bullet, Marvin?
Yes, ma'am. Physical weathering. Changes in earth, land, and rocks formation without changing their composition. The color and texture of the rock would be still the same.
Yes. Thank you so much, Marvin. So in physical weathering class, the only thing that changes there is the shape. So take note of that. So we will now move on to chemical weathering. Can you read this, Eliza?
Yes, ma'am. Chemical weathering, there is a change in composition of a rock that results into formation of new materials. The presence of oxygen in water and in the atmosphere combines with the materials in rock for in rock to form new substances.
Wow, very good class. So have you seen a rock which are black, brown, or orange in color before class?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that has something to do with the reaction of oxygen and carbon dioxide with the water in the atmosphere. So the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere may become carbonic acid, and once it falls on rocks, the rocks dissolve and carve out caves. So I have two pictures here, class. So which one do you think is caused by physical weathering? Is it the picture A or the picture B? Physical weathering class. It is the picture, it is the picture B. And then the picture A is caused by the chemical weathering because as you can see here, there is the changes in colors and also as well as the shape. Okay. So here are the other types of weathering. We have here the freeze-thaw weathering. Can you read this, Romel, if you're around?
Yes, ma'am. Number 1, freeze-thaw weathering. This happens when water seeps into crack, then freezes. The rock expands and it causes the rock to break.
Yes, as what you can see here in the illustration below, we have here the step-by-step process of the freeze-thaw weathering. So first, the water seeps into the cracks. Oh, just like here, this is a picture of a rock and then it has a cracks on it. So maybe there there comes the rain and then the water will go fall here the cracks, and then as winter comes it freezes and turns it into a ice, and then when summer comes it will melt down and it will also cause the rock to break. So did you understand the process of crystal weathering?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. So we will now move on to exfoliation or the onion skin weathering. So can you read this, Jonah?
Exfoliation or onion skin weathering. This common in warm areas. As the sun shines on the rocks during the day, causes the rocks to expand. During the night, the rock contracts due to the colder temperature, and that causes small pieces of surface rock to flake off.
Oh, thank you so much, Jonah. And I provided here some illustrations on how this exfoliation weathering happens. So during the sun, the rock expands, and during the night, the rock contracts, and then the process repeats and repeats and repeats until it creates a rock. It creates a crack into the rock, which can result to this one like here. That is the result of onion skin weathering class. So is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have here another type of weathering, which is the biological or the organic weathering. Can you read this, Marvin?
Biological or organic weathering. It is the effect that comes from living things. For example, as roots of the tree extend into the ground, they can prise rocks apart.
Wow, very good. So have you seen a tree that grows between rocks before? Nakakita na ba kayo ng ganito, class? Yes or
Yes,
no?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Wow, very lucky you, because not of all people here have given the privilege and the opportunity to see a a situation like this. So we will now move on to erosion class. The erosion is the process by which the surface of the earth gets worn down. So this is what the picture B I showed you a while ago. So the key to erosion is something that is called the fluid flow. So this fluid flow is consisting of water, air, and ice. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina on how do water, air, and ice can result to weathering. So water, air, and even ice are fluids because they tend to flow from one place to another due to the force of gravity. So among the three, liquid water is the most common agent of erosion because there is much of it on the surface of the Earth. There is about 71% of water consisting the Earth's composition. Kaya yung remaining, yun na lang yung land composition natin. So just imagine how much water it is. Okay, I also provided here some ways on how to prevent having erosions in our farmlands. So first one is planting trees along the edge of the field because the roots of the trees will help the soil to prevent from eroding. Next one is the keeping soil covered year round. The third one is doing strip cropping. The fourth one is flattening the slope of hill by building small terraces. This is something like we see in Banawi rice terraces. And lastly, the planting crops in row parallel to contour of the land. So far so good, class. Are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So we are now done discussing about the weathering and soil erosion. Now I wanted you to ask again, how do weathering and soil erosion affects and change the earth? Through what are those weathering again? The P and C. What is that? The P and the K. Do you know what is it? It is the physical and the chemical weathering. So for your knowledge check, I want you to answer these following questions. So number one, weathering processes affects all other rocks exposed at the Earth's surface. Is it true or false?
True, ma'am.
True, ma'am.
True, ma'am.
Very good.
True,
It
ma'am.
is true. Number two, all rocks exposed at Earth's surface undergo weathering processes at the same rate. Is it true or false?
False, ma'am.
False,
False,
ma'am.
ma'am.
False,
Very
ma'am.
good. It is false. And lastly, erosion is the process by which the surface of the earth gets worn down. Is it true or false?
True,
True,
ma'am.
ma'am.
True, ma'am.
Is truth. Wow, did you get all the answers correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Very
Yes,
good
ma'am.
and very good. Do you have any questions regarding to our lesson today so far?
Ma'am.
None, ma'am.
If none, then we will now move on to our quiz. So for the part one of your quiz, you will answer the following questions and you will write your answer on the space provided. And for your test two class, you will write true if the statement is true and false if it is not true. Is that clear? Is that
Yes,
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. And for your assignment class, you will going to plant trees in your homes, then you need to send me a picture of you while conducting it. Then after that, you will create a 100-word essay on why do we need to plant trees. So here is the criteria: originality 30%, the content will be 60%, and the picture would be 10% for the total of 100%. So is that clear? Do you have any questions and clarifications regarding to your activity?
And
None
ma'am.
po, ma'am.
None, ma'am.
Now, if not, then that would be the end of our lesson today. Thank you so much for listening and God bless you all. Have a great day ahead, class.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Goodbye.